Hi, this is Alisa, and you've just joined Intuit's Hangout with RIT. Before we actually get started, I wanted to just check with my colleagues to see if they're able to see this as well as you all are watching it. So it looks like we're starting soon, so we'll just give it a few minutes. It also looks like there's 0 viewers right now. Why is it not starting?
It's starting. How did you did it the previous time?
I just created one, like an immediate one.
Did you put us?
No. Yeah, I'm broadcasting already. Hi, everybody. I hope that you can see this. Can you go ahead and?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a delay. So I hope you guys can can watch us and see this. I see only 1 viewer right now. Let's see. I should see more. This is actually live right now.
8 viewers, it's coming.
Okay. Hi, everybody. We're just waiting a few minutes to get started. I'm Alisa.
I'm Rocio. Hi.
And my name is Ojas.
So we'll just get started in just a few. It looks like folks are joining us. We have about 23 folks so far, and we're just going to wait a few more minutes just to get a few more people to join us. We have about 27 people right now. I hope you guys can hear me. Also, you guys are going to see that there's a group chat feature on Google Plus Hangout. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and type that so that as we're talking and going through our presentation, we can come back to those questions.
Oh, that's what just appeared.
We'll go ahead and get started. My name is Alisa again, and welcome to Intuit's Google Hangout. The purpose of this Hangout is to help all of you get ready for the upcoming career fair with tips on resumes, your LinkedIn profile, and interviewing. We're also going to be sharing our tech challenge as well as the co-op opportunities. Those are the 6-month opportunities that we have here at Intuit. So again, this is Alisa. I'm one of the Intuit representatives that recruit for co-ops.
I'm Rocio. I'm a software test engineer here for the e-filing group.
And my name is Ojas Sudapara. I'm one of the dev managers on electronic filing.
So I hope that I'm going to go ahead and share a presentation, so I hope you guys could see this. So could you please hold on a second? So, do it this way. And I'm going to go to your Prezi. Okay. Oh no. Live.
Go.
Can you see this?
Yeah, okay. Say it loud.
Stop. Shh.
Okay.
So again, welcome to this Google Hangout with Intuit. What we're going to go over, you just met our host, is we'll talk a little bit about who we are, our roles, as well as tips on getting ready with resumes, LinkedIn profiles, and interviewing. We're also going to introduce our challenge, which starts at 7 p.m. your time, so it's already started, or 4 p.m. Pacific. We'll also talk about the upcoming event that is on the 29th, which is a Monday at RIT. And if you have any questions, we're going to iterate this Gmail address again. It is intuit@rit@gmail.com. Let me just check something before I keep going.
It's running, it's fine.
It is running.
Is it fine?
Already. Yeah, I already see it here.
Perfect. So you guys just met who we are. Elise, this is Elisa, Ojas, and Rocio, and all of us will be at RIT this coming career fair, so you guys will be seeing us there. So a little bit about us. We are all about simplifying the business of life, and some of you may already know about our products. That's TurboTax, Quicken, QuickBooks. We also have Mint. Some of you might already be using that. We also have GoPayment and our payments experience for small businesses. And we are definitely here to improve our customers' financial lives so profoundly that they can't imagine going back. For those of you who don't know where we're located, our corporate headquarters is in Mountain View. That's in Silicon Valley. And our TurboTax headquarters is in San Diego. Our co-ops, most of the software engineering co-ops, you guys will hear more about those roles, are really in the San Diego, Mountain View, and Reno locations. That's Reno, Nevada. We also have co-ops in various other locations like Cambridge. And these are just pictures of our site, of our various site. And I'm going to be turning it over now to my other colleagues.
So I guess the part that you guys would be interested in is what we have coming January. So what we're looking for is kind of all over the board, right? We are a full stack company. We have web, we have mobile, we have a lot of stuff in the application tier, and as well in the database area too. So it's kind of, we look for people and co-ops in every single part of the business, and depending on what your interest is, we try to kind of place you with a team or an area that you can grow and excel in to kind of match what you're looking for while you're here at Intuit. We also look for data engineers. This is a journey that Intuit has started recently, probably 2 years now. So, you know, in industry, it's still new. Hadoop, Cassandra, NoSQL databases, running algorithms on large sets of data is something that Intuit has just started doing, and we have tons of data, so we haven't tapped into that resource yet. And as you know, as we grow, the more information we collect about our users, we're able to churn on that and make better decisions about what to show them, what kind of help they might need, and where they're dropping off. So everything is to help our end customer get through the product and how we can make that the easiest for them. We have, so the other two, a smaller set of positions we're looking for this time around. We have one program manager position, so that's just how it happened to land this time, but if you are interested in that space, Intuit has a wide variety of products that you can work on, and even as a program manager, you can work in many tiers. Even for my team, which is electronic filing, I have 2 program managers that work on just getting requirements from the business, making sure that we're ahead of what the company needs and where we're going. And if you like all the way up to the top working on something like TurboTax, there's tons of program managers that work on many pieces of TurboTax. And then the other one we have there is a marketing associate. This person would just be working with marketing. It's a huge, a very important part of all the products we make is once we put something out, it's got to understand how the customers are using it, where we can improve, and where we want to take the product next. So some things we're going to help next are a couple of tips on your resume and also with LinkedIn coming up. So This is going to be a little more interactive. Hopefully that if you guys have any questions, this would be a good time to kind of raise them. I'm sure the chat, or if you want, I don't think we want to get off mute. Yeah, the chat would probably be a good place. We'll try to stop after each section to see what kind of questions are and answer those. So here's some tips for your resume. So you got to remember that when at the career fair or applying to a job online or just handing your resume to someone, if it is a recruiter or a person that is talking to individuals all day long, we get tons and tons of resumes, right? So here's some tips that will help help you kind of stand out, get your point across, and actually display the skills that you actually have, which make it easier for us to kind of go through and ask the questions that we need to make a better choice or a better judgment on what kind of students we're looking for. So how long should your resume be? 1 page max, right? It's kind of funny, but CEOs have resumes that are 2 to 3 pages long. Myself, I have a resume that's 1 page long. So you guys being in school, with all the projects you've worked on, you should not have more than 1 page. And the other thing is that even if you do have more than 1 page, put it on front and back on the same page, because during the career fair, during collecting lots of resumes, the pages come undone, we lose half of it. It's just the reality, and that's what happens, right? Don't worry about not having too much experience, because we know that, right? We're looking for the types of projects that you worked on in class, where you showed some leadership skills when you had to work in a team or in a group. So you don't have to worry about being like, I've never worked or I've never had a co-op. Those things aren't really important to us. It's that you actually have an awesome project you worked on, you're excited about it, and you actually showed a little bit of leadership, took control of the team if things were going badly. So those are the kinds of things you want to talk about. Next section is kind of placement and tone of your resume, right? Use the top half to kind of talk about your skills, what you're interested in, and the thing, like, that's where you'd write, like, I know HTML5, jQuery, this MVC framework, this, right? Because it's kind of the top, it sets the bar for, it sets the kind of tone for what the interviewer is looking for. So as you go down through the rest of it, we can tie it back to the skill sets that you have. And when I look at your projects, I can say, like, oh, I see you worked on this project, and above you said HTML5 and jQuery, so I'll assume, okay, well, this project looks pretty complicated, so you must be pretty well versed in HTML, jQuery. And then use an active voice. I guess the call out here is, it's something that don't use too much past tense, it's more present tense, like working this, not like have had experience in this. So it's showing that you're continually in that space. It's a little thing, but for some reason when you're reading resumes, it kind of sticks out as if either you're proficient in it or or that's something you did in the past and you're no longer doing that. Proofread, right? I see a lot of resumes that say, I have great attention to detail, and then when you look over their resume, there's tons of errors, missing phone numbers, addresses spelled wrong. So it kind of goes against what you're trying to sell. And it's just a simple thing to have someone else proofread it yourself, and even, once it is fine, make sure that you can take a look back and try to find something wrong with it. So let's stop here to see if there's any questions.
So hold on a second. So let's just see if it's actually on chat or if it's on the main screen. If maybe you guys could just go ahead and put it on your main page where you guys are telling me you could hear us. Okay. So hi again. So for those of you, this is the time that we'd love to be able to hear from you. On your main page on Google+, you can go ahead and write your questions right on where it says say something, beside your name and face, so that we could see. A couple of other things that I wanted to let you all know. Definitely what happens with a lot of the resumes is that we will go fast and look through them. Spacing is something that we didn't touch on, but definitely leave some white space both on the left and right as well as in between so that we can easily scan. Especially during career fair, it's a little crazy for us to just see all of the information, but we'd love to be able to see all of the goodness that's on your resume. So, so far we don't have any questions. Hey, Rocio, are there other things that we should think about that we haven't discussed yet?
For resumes, I think that it's really good even if you don't have much experience or projects that are from your college or the university. I know that most of you, even myself, you guys spend time on your spend some of your own time at your house or during your free time to do some research and do projects. So it would be really good if you could list those as well so that we know that you're passionate about something. We're going to now give you tips on, we have a question. So go ahead.
Can you go ahead and read what the question says?
How do you feel about objectives in the resume? Also, should we put relevant courses?
I'm going to hand that over to AJ. So on that question.
So I'm not too sure what you mean by objectives.
Right on the top where they say, I want to be a...
Oh, yeah. So I think objective is just, standard format in a resume. I think for the most part, everyone has kind of the same standard line there. So we don't read into it too much, but, kind of give a little insight into what you're looking for. As simple as I'm looking for a co-op in the software engineering field as a, back-end database designer, right? So something that easy kind of sets the context in what you're looking for, and then, like I said, after you move to the next area, like your skill sets and then your projects you're working on, it helps kind of show, you're basically telling a little story with your resume, and it's just those pieces just help set the context for the interviewer. And for the most part, when we see those, you're taking glances at that, but the most important part is the conversation that we're having with you, right? Those are touch points that we can dig into. So if there is something you're really proud of, definitely put it on the resume. Make sure it's the first thing because that's what will catch our eye, and then those are things that we can talk about.
Could you read the next question?
We're going to answer one more question, right? For class projects, are you looking for practical application projects or something more research, theoretical based?
I'll start, and then you guys could add. I think what it is it all depends. And I know that's not a very good answer, but depending on what it is that you want to do, let's say in data science, if you wanted to pursue something in data, some of the theoretical work definitely applies, but I think it really all depends. And what you want is a cohesive picture. And what I mean by that is it's one thing to say, oh my gosh, I have all these talents, but I want to be a software engineer. So try to be very specific on what things you list on there, whether it's class projects or if you're highlighting any courses. But we want something that looks cohesive. It's nice to see some of your interests, list that towards the bottom, but the top half of your resume should actually give us a picture, and I should be able to read that in less than 3 minutes. Do you guys want to add anything? There was a question around color, I believe. If a little color is good on the resume, and I'm going to ask my colleagues also to add, I would avoid grays because these resumes get scanned or they get copied many times and sent over to different managers, and grays go away. We actually start to not see them. If you are going to use color, definitely avoid grays, yellow, any color that doesn't transfer well when it's a black and white type of copier or scanner. Any other thoughts on that? What's the next question? Are you looking for students from other majors other than those posted in the presentation? Ojaz, do you want to cover that?
So if you could be a little more specific, for the most part, we're looking for software engineering and related fields. I'm not sure exactly if you have one in particular, please post that and we can say. But outside of those fields, this time around, we only have a couple of spots, which was the project manager and the marketing role.
On the project manager role or program manager role, some things that are helpful. We like seeing MIS backgrounds on that. I also, in terms of marketing, MIS is also quite helpful. But on the marketing side, I am going to want to see some work around, I believe it's called new media in your group in RIT. So some SEO work, some affiliate work. those kinds of things. But MIS is one that we don't always think about, but definitely helpful for those other roles. Anything on mobile, you think, or is that just CS?
No, I mean, so mobile is included in that kind of software engineering, mobile space, website design. I don't think we have too much website design per se, but working in that web layer if you're able to code. So I also see a question about, should education be listed above experience? And I think that should probably be around the top with your skills, because it's kind of, you know, as you're going through, you want to see the education you have, the skills you have, and then projects are usually listed at the bottom. Make sure to include your GPA. If you don't have it on there, we're probably going to ask. Whatever it is, have a story about it. If it's low or it's not where you want it to be able to talk to it, right? So everything you put on your resume, just know that you should be able to talk to it. And the opposite of that is basically, if you don't want to draw attention to something or talk about, like, don't include it in your resume, right? I've had students put like, oh, I worked on this project and did this, and I had to ask them about it, and they couldn't tell me much about it, right? So be able to talk to everything you put on there, because you might get asked about it. And then I think,
it was a bold one.
Oh, bolding on the resume, I think that's preference. I'm not going to say yes or no. It's kind of, there's nothing wrong with it. It draws attention to the places that you want the interviewer or the person looking at your resume to look at. So I think if it's something that you like, and I would do it. Please.
Okay, so now we're going to share again the slides so that we can continue with the presentation. We're going to talk to you about LinkedIn. Okay, and just to answer the last couple questions, computer engineering and information technology, those majors are good as long as you you can show us your skills, that you have programming, coding abilities. You are more than welcome to apply for these positions and come to us when we are at the career fair and just go through all the steps that we're going to show you today, the code challenge as well. Okay. So some tips on LinkedIn. This is a really great tool for you to be found on the internet by other companies. It really depends on your major what you're going to use on your LinkedIn profile. So if you are an engineering or technology major, you want to make sure to use keywords. You know, this is a search engine optimization technique, so this will really help companies find your skills and find you in between a huge amount of students. So use keywords on the summary, use the keywords on your experience, on your education, in every field that you can. Just highlight your skills. So if you have a programming language that you're most skilled at, make sure to write that. So let's say it's Java, make sure to write it in the summary, make sure to write it in the experience. It's not really that hard to just choose a couple of skills that you have and make sure that you are mentioning them all along on your profile. On the summary, make sure to describe what motivates you, what you're more skilled at, and let us know what you are excited about and what you're looking in the future. Another thing is to focus on building endorsement for your skills. Choose at least 5 skills that you have and try and get your network to endorse you on that. Send your profiling with teachers and students and students that you have worked on projects. They will be able to endorse you and write nice comments on that as well. Let's see if you guys have. Oh, now we're going to do tips on business majors.
So before we go there, I think there was 2 more questions. One from David Weinberger around, as an MIS and marketing double major, how much do I emphasize my CS skills when talking about the marketing positions? I also wanted to make sure you all know we only have 1 marketing position. It is going to be super coveted. The CS skills are helpful, but not required. What is more helpful is your analytical skills as an MIS major for the marketing position, as well as SEO, but it's really on the analytical skills that we're I'm going to be honing on if you are a double major in those two. So I'm going to be talking about, and by the way, you are welcome. I've already asked my colleague to check out Ken Simeon's profile. He is one of our quality leaders here at Intuit, and he actually has a really nice way that he has laid out his LinkedIn profile, and he's one that I constantly use as an example, because what he does is focuses on right on the top in terms of the summary, the languages, as well as does a really good job on using the active voice in his LinkedIn profile. I believe we do have a question, but I will just keep going. So for those that are non-technical, and I'm talking about the program manager or the marketing skills, this is another one of my colleagues. You guys can definitely check out Cara DeFrias. She's from Intuit. The biggest thing here is that we like to see summaries that are written like a bio. So not so much heavily focused on languages or proficiency in languages. It's really about getting to know you. Now, some of the keywords you're going to want to include, if you have that as a non-technical or non-engineering major or non-engineering co-op candidate, is we're looking for things where you're leading or driving something. Collaboration and teamwork is huge in these two roles, because basically that's all they're doing is working with teams to get something out there or to get something done. We're also going to be looking for a focus on different types of roles, leadership opportunities, as well as any key accomplishments. Now, we did not write that in the previous one. Key accomplishments is really a big thing, as well as leadership in engineering. We'd love to see that as well. We're just kind of giving you guys some high-level tips for both types. So why don't we go ahead and switch over to your turn, and what questions do you have? And we'll stop sharing again just so that you guys could see us. Let me just go in here. And okay. So do you want to take the first question?
There's still more questions for LinkedIn. Is there a particular skill set that you'd like to see, or just general programming knowledge? Is there another question?
Oh, okay. So could you?
I don't think that there's a particular skill set that we're looking. We're looking for you guys to know about software engineering, to know the basics and the theory for that too. It really, once you are a programmer, you can program in any language. So the fact we only need to recognize that you can program and you have the abilities to get to a solution to any problems that we might present you. There are no more questions.
I think it's still catching up.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
Are there other tips that we didn't mention for LinkedIn?
For LinkedIn.
I don't have a LinkedIn account.
Some of the key things to think about in LinkedIn is if you have some specific accomplishments under each of the roles or experience you've had, you can go ahead and just separate that. What I do with mine is I actually put key accomplishments after the summary of my position, and then I list them out. We think it's pretty cool to see, if those of you that are, bilingual, trilingual, to go ahead and put languages in. That's really cool. We love to see a bit about your interests as well as we look at your LinkedIn profile. Are there questions specifically for LinkedIn before we move forward?
I think we are.
Okay, we're just giving you guys a moment to catch up with us.
It doesn't seem to be that there are many questions.
Okay.
Let's move on.
So we're going to go ahead and keep moving. But again, you guys can go ahead and ask us questions.
All right, so this is Ojas again. I'm going to talk to you guys about the interviews that we give. For the most part, they're pretty simple. They're broken down into two kind of areas that we assess on. The first being technical, and the second being situational or behavioral. Talking about the technical piece, what we're looking for here when we're talking or interviewing you guys is your ability to explain and think about the fundamentals of engineering, right? I guess the example we use a lot is just because you can code a function or be able to write or tell me the logic that you're working on, we've seen a lot of engineers that are able to do that. We see a lot of engineers that are able to do that, but when it comes down to it, they don't understand the underlying code or the building blocks for what they're trying to accomplish, right? So know like your data structures, know how they interact, know what's going on underneath. Don't need the technical stuff like big O notation or anything like that, but just know how all those pieces fit together. The second part is situational, and what you're doing there is we're just trying to see how you interact in a group setting, how you are with the team, what kind of role you play, and how you act. Basically, your behavior in different situations, or how well you interact with a team, a manager, and things like that. So we'll use a lot of your classwork as examples for things. For the technical interview, you know, we will be dressed a little business casual. We don't wear suits either, so we don't want to require you guys to do that either. I know a lot of times it's good to dress up, but so whatever you're comfortable with. When you're coming to work with us, that's not what we look at, right? I always used to tell people at work here, it's like when I used to come in shorts, and my friends would be like, "How come you're going to work like that?" And I'd say, "Well, they want me for my brain and not for my looks." So that's kind of something to keep in mind when you're talking to us. Preparation is key, right? Know the definitions, know the standards, be able to talk code. If you're a coder, you should be able to tell me about a for loop and finding something in an array. You know, you guys do this all day long and just be able to talk to it. That's all we're looking at. And I think the most important thing is relax. I know it's very nerve-wracking. A lot of times you want something really badly and you don't want to screw up, and you've got a lot going on in your head, but take the time to relax, and if we do see that you're a little nervous, we will try to calm you down as well. So it should be a conversation. It should be something, you should learn something from it as well, and actually have a good experience during your interview.
So this is Elisa. On the situational interview, most of you will go through a technical and a situational. Some of you may only end up some of you may see that your technical and situational is with the same person, but many times you will see two different people for your interviews with Intuit. And just as Ojas has mentioned, we don't wear suits. So for guys, we are totally cool with a button down, and for girls, you don't have to wear a jacket or wear a dress, but we definitely want business casual. Now, in terms of preparing for situational interviews, there is no right or wrong answer. What we are looking for is for you to be specific with an example, a situation. So let me give you an example. If I was to ask you, tell me of a time when you had to lead a project in school with two other people, and you were pretty much feeling like you were doing most of the work, and how did you deal with that? So I don't want you to talk in general. I want you to just tell me of a specific situation. Then I'd like for you to tell us what you did in that situation, or how did you solve it? How did you make it better? And what did you learn along the way, whether it's about yourself or the whole process, or what ended up happening in your project. Now, what we're giving you, these 3 steps: being specific with an example, telling us what you did and how you solved it, and then tell us at the end, what did you learn along the way? That is actually a recipe for how you could answer these questions over and over and over, whether it's with us at Intuit or with another company. But definitely keep those 3 things in mind in a situational interview. Now, we realize that we're probably not going to be able to role play. So we're going to sorry, I'm just going to stand here for a second. So I'm going to go ahead and ask one of my colleagues to pretend that they are one of you. After that, we are going to go back to answering questions that you have, because I do see a couple of questions on LinkedIn. And again, you guys are open to asking us questions about interviewing. So please go ahead and keep writing those. So I'm going to pretend that Ojas is my candidate, and I'm going to ask him a question. So Ojas, tell me about a time where you felt that you were doing really, really well in a project or in an assignment, but then you ended up getting a really bad grade. And what did you do to deal with that?
So I can think back to a lab when I had electrical engineering as part of my major, working with the partner, and we were working with the TA, and it turned out that the TA didn't really know what the professor was looking for. So while in lab, working hard, getting feedback from the TA continuously, like, are we down the right path? Is there anything else we should be doing? So, he's like, no, you guys are perfect. We don't need to do this part. We don't need this part. So all the way along the project, when we turned it in at the end, we thought we pretty much nailed it. And what in reality happened was that it was not, the professor was the one that graded it, and it was not what he was looking for. So we got a really bad grade. So the shock from that was, I was pretty upset. Went to the professor, tried to talk to him, and basically didn't get out of it. The professor said you can listen to the TA, you can do that, but you need to make sure that you're aligned with what the project is, and you need to go back to that and read it. So pretty heavy, hard way to learn, but it taught me to actually, because someone is like the person of leadership or in that role, I shouldn't always take their word for gold. Need to verify whatever they're saying is true against other people or even other people in the class. For the most part, the professor is the only one that should, because he's giving your final grade.
Cool, thank you. We do have, I'm going to go back, we do have a question on LinkedIn. The question is from Jabin. In LinkedIn, do you prefer to only list out major related jobs or everything? Wow, okay. So in LinkedIn, you have to put in, let me just go back to that section, sorry. So in LinkedIn, one of the things it's going to ask you is to give yourself a title or a highlight. In your instance, it's going to be, a computer science student at RIT, or if you're already working a job, intern at Sony Electronics. So from there, basically what people like to see, and the reason why we are kind of honing in on LinkedIn is that we also do LinkedIn searches, and it is really by keywords. So what you want to do is list out, based on what it is that you want us to, however you want us to see you, is to list out all of the, whether it's majors or any projects or any activities related to your, what you're trying to accomplish. For Ken Simeon, he is all about quality assurance and quality engineering. So everything that he has listed out, he didn't list out any of his part-time jobs that he's had in the past. He really focuses in on the quality engineering or quality assurance in his background. Now, for someone like Kara, as well as myself, you guys can look me up. This is Elisa Carpio. What you guys are going to see is a lot of different backgrounds or roles for me, but what you'll see is a similar thread on the kinds of things that I really like doing, including leading projects or working with teams. Okay, that one I already answered from David. Are there other questions? Yep. Okay. So let me go ahead and go forward. Sorry, it's going to be a little bit of a doozy. So we're going to hand it off to Ojas, and Rocio is going to talk about our tech challenge, which basically started at 7 o'clock your time.
All right, so we have a tech challenge for you guys, and this is anyone that would like to show off your coding skills, right? We have set it up starting at 7 p.m. your time, so it's already started, but don't worry, you're not behind or anything like that. You have until Saturday at noon.
No, sorry, it's tomorrow at noon. So that's Friday.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading the date wrong. Sorry. 9/19, that's tomorrow at noon to finish. It's about an hour and a half, and we have a problem in there that that you will be solving. And basically what we're looking for here are people that are awesome at coding, right? Your submissions will get entered with everybody else's, and we're going to be taking a look, scoring them. And what we're trying to do here is find people that are really good at coding, love problem solving, and can create an articulate solution to whatever we throw in front of them. What we're going to do here is the top students with the top scores, we're actually going to have be able to send them out invites for interviews. So if you do well here, you don't have to come and find us and talk to us and wait in line. We'll actually set up interview times for you ahead of time. So I hope it sounds exciting. You guys are up for the challenge. Definitely send us an email so we can send you the link in case you can't get it off of there. I'm looking forward to what you guys can do.
We also wanted to let you all know of an upcoming event, and for those of you that are not going to be entering the tech challenge because it's a coding activity, for those of you seeking a program management or a marketing manager role, we would love for you guys to come to Monday's Experience Intuit event. Now this is for everybody, but what we're going to be doing is showcasing a bit about Intuit, a little bit about like what you saw, but really we're also going to be sharing some what we call design thinking principles, what we call here at Intuit Design for Delight, and Lean Startup principles. That is going to be on Monday the 29th from 5 to 7:30. Now from 5 to 6 we are going to be at the Golisano, the Jesus room, 1400, and then from 6 to 7:30 we're going to be at the atrium. This is definitely a time when you want to bring a copy of your resume and just be prepared to meet us as well as ask us any questions. So that is on, again, Monday the 29th. The coding challenge, just to make sure that everybody remembers, this starts now. And those with the top scores, I know this was already mentioned, those will be invited for an interview either Sunday the 28th or Monday the 29th. When you get there to HackerRank, you will definitely be asked for your email and your contact information. Again, we're only taking the top scores for invitations to interviews. It starts now and ends tomorrow at noon. So with that said, we'd like to thank everybody. Again, if you guys have any questions or want to enter the challenge, here's our Gmail address. So it's intuit@rit@gmail.com. Please go ahead and send us an email there. Now I'm going to go back to showing our faces again before we let you guys go. But hold on a second. So we wanted to find out, are there, okay, so here are the questions. What are the times again?
We're all trying to fit.
You guys won't let me in.
Girls
Okay.
only.
So when is the tech challenge?
There's a question. Can you say the times again?
Yeah.
Okay, so the text challenge starts today, and it's going to be until tomorrow at noon. So please email us to the intuit@rit@gmail.com. And we're also going to post a link to the challenge on the event wall so that you can access it on your own. So it's going to be 90 minutes for you on the text challenge, and it's going to be 3 problems that you're going to have to solve.
Should be fun.
It's going to be fun. We can't wait to see the results.
And then the event on the 29th, which is on Monday, that starts at 5 o'clock at the Golisano room 1400. And we'll be there till 7:30, so we'll be moving to the atrium from 6 to 7:30.
Yes, we will post the link of the challenge on the event page.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah, so Ojas is going to post it, so you guys should see it soon. Again, that's let's just all make sure that you are in the right place. It will be hosted by HackerRank. Are there other questions? We'd also love to get any comments of any future Google Hangouts that you'd like for us to do, so please post those as well. Yes, we're posting the link to the challenge. You guys should be seeing something from Ojas, who is one of our speakers. And we're really excited to see you guys at RIT. So you guys should see it now, right?
They should. There's just a bit of a delay of the broadcast.
Can you refresh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like Travis already had it.
Woo! Any other questions?
Yeah, thank you guys. You're already sharing the link. We're really excited for this.
Yeah, and please, we would love to get any feedback on future Google Plus Hangouts. We are definitely trying this out, and hopefully this was helpful for all of you. Anything else?
No.
Joss?
Can't wait to see you guys. Definitely come by and meet us.
Bye!
Yeah, bye!